Hello everyone, this is Petlibro's new smart litter box, the Luma, and in today's video I'm going to be trying it out. Well, I'm not going to be trying it out, my cats, Tigger and Junior, are going to be trying it out. If I was to try it out, I think I'd get banned off YouTube. So, my cats, Tigger and Junior, will be testing it out, and I will be standing an appropriate distance away and observing how things go. So over the next little while, we're going to be testing it out as a family, and by the end of this video you should have an answer as to whether a smart litter box is worth it. So let's unbox this thing. Now while I unbox and set this machine up, I feel I should share the reasons I was so keen to try out a self-cleaning litter box, and it comes down to two main reasons. The first reason was being able to monitor my cat's health. When you have two or more cats, it can be a little difficult to know who's done what in the tray unless you're standing there watching them like a bit of a weirdo. So when I read about the features of the Luma, I thought it had some interesting solutions for this. For example, because of the built-in camera and its AI functionality, it can tell my cats apart and also tell me what they're up to. So if anything they produce is abnormal, or if they don't use the tray for 24 hours, Luma would notify me that something's up. So I thought that sounded quite useful. Reason number two, which is appropriately named, is quite obvious and selfish, but having Luma scoop poops for me alongside its built-in odor control system was just a very attractive prospect. If you've been out and about for the day and come home to a litter tray where a poop has been festering for hours, it can just be quite potent. So I jumped at the opportunity to have my own robotic poop butler. Now thankfully, as you can see, Tigger took to the Luma like a duck to water. In fact, here's an additional angle from the built-in camera that kinda looks like something out of Crime Watch. I was very proud of how brave he was for testing it out almost immediately. The only downside was that he didn't really quite understand how to cover up his businesses, but he's never really been that skilled when it comes to this. 99% of the time using the regular tray, he scratches the wall, the floor, the windows, pretty much anything except the actual litter to cover up his productions. To double up on my thankfulness, Junior was also happy to give the Luma a go, so I was very grateful for this. Unlike Tigger, she did get a hold of the litter covering up malarkey much quicker, so she's obviously just a very fluffy, very stinking genius. I did try to see if we could make it 3 for 3, so I invited my parents' cat Harry round to give the Luma a look, but he was a bit spooked. He's mainly an outdoor pooper though, so maybe this is just a bit too futuristic for him. Beyond actually using the Luma, I had wondered how my cats would react to the movement of the self-cleaning process. I'd initially been concerned that it might scare them, but that wasn't the case at all. If anything, they actually seemed to quite like watching it and don't have any issues sitting nearby it when it's in full cleaning mode. So this was just another win that we could chalk up on the board. Okay, so I want to show you how the Luma actually works, because I know people will be curious about how it actually self-cleans, and I'm also going to show you how it keeps your cat safe with the triple checking system, because you don't want this spinning and turning around when your cat's in the tray. So it has 3 ways of checking that your cat is not near the tray. It has this little infrared sensor, it has a weight checker in the actual tray, and then it has a camera up here. If any of these 3 things detect that your cat is nearby, it'll stop the process that it's doing until it's clear of any movement. So we're going to pour in this shot glass, and I will show you how the triple checking system works and also how it disposes of the waste. I'm going to click clean. If I put my foot in front of this sensor, you can see that it stops because it thinks that my cat is near the tray. If I take away my foot, it should restart within just a few seconds. And then I'll also put some footage of Tigger getting into the tray while it was in motion, so that you can understand how it stops whenever a cat is detected by either the weight sensor or by the built-in camera at the top. So switching between the camera on the Luma and also just my camera, you can see how it turns back and forward to kind of shake the waste and make it sort of clump together. It then puts the clean waste through the green filter. So the clean waste goes into this kind of little basket, and then the waste, which is too big to go through that little filter, just stays outside. And gradually, as it turns back and forward, it will eventually open up the waste drawer below and then do a full rotation, which will tip the waste way over and into the waste basket down below. So now that I've shown you how the Luma actually works physically, I thought I would show you how it works within the app, because there's a lot of features in there, there's a lot of monitoring, and I just thought that'd be quite useful for you all to see. So if we go into the app, you're greeted with this home screen. It gives you all of these quick action buttons if you want to manually start anything. So you can click air purify and it'll start up the deodorizing process. You can go to clean and it'll do a cleaning process. Leveling, that just kind of shakes the tray back and forward so that the litter is all level for your cat. And then you have the empty all function, which just empties all of the litter out if you want to do a deep clean of your tray. At the top, if you swipe to the right, you get a live stream of what the tray is showing right now through its 1080p camera. If your cat is in there, you can check in and see what they're doing. And then below that, you have the usage data, which gives you the scoreboard for today's poops and pees. And today, Junior is the only one that has used it so far for 1 pee. You can then click the weight and it gives you your cat's weight. And if you click into that, you then get the data for your cat's weight over time. So you can see that if it's getting too high or too low, if there's any drastic changes. So again, it's just another feature which is helpful for monitoring your cat's health. If we scroll down a little bit more, you have the logs, which is not just another word for poop. It is the logs for what's been happening with the Luma that day. So if we scroll right down, it gives you the time and the type of waste and who has been using the tray. So we can see at 9:23 this morning, Junior used the litter box for 18 seconds, and that was just for a pee. And you can see that it says normal, and that's part of the built-in AI analysis. So if anything's abnormal, it will change that to abnormal so that you know that something's not right and that you maybe need to check something out. It also has a little video of what happened during that time. So we can see here that Junior was in the tray, she was peeing, and at the top of this little video, you'll see there's a little breakdown of who was in the tray, what they did, and whether or not it needs corrected. So just for example, if it didn't get this correct, if Junior went for a poop, I can change that from a pee. If it got the entire cat wrong, I can change it to Tigger and then click confirm. So that's a nice handy feature if the AI for some reason doesn't work perfectly at the start and hasn't learned what one of your cats is what and what they're doing. So back on that regular page at the very top right, we have the supply station, and this pretty much just gives you your device status. So it lets you know if the waste drawer is full, if it's due for a clean, if your filter and litter mat need replaced. So those are all very handy for just checking the health of your Luma. And then in the very top right, we have the settings, and in here you can add more pets if you happen to acquire another cat. And you can also change the cleaning settings and odor control settings. I just have the cleaning mode and automatic odor control on the highest, most frequent, most rigorous settings because, you know, I don't think I have to explain. So I'd say that covers all of the most important need-to-know features of the app. So moving on to my review of this, getting into whether or not it was worth it, I do have some notes here, so I'll go through them a little bit. Now obviously my main concern for getting the Luma was my cat's health, just all of the features, all of the benefits which let you track their health and check in and make sure that they're all good was just hugely beneficial. But selfishly, there are quite a few benefits for me as well. The first benefit is that I don't have to manually scoop poop every single day. Now I've got some maths here to back up just how good this is for me. I'd say Junior and Tigger go for about 2 poops per day each. They're big poopers. That is 1,460 poops a year. Cats tend to live at least 12 years, but I've had a couple of cats make it past 20. So If Junior and Tigger both live another 15 years, that is 21,900 poops. The prospect of having Luma take care of the bulk of that workload is just quite appealing. The second benefit to the Luma is odor control. If I'm away out at the shops or just away out for the day and then I come back and Junior and Tigger have both pooped in the tray, then it's going to be stinking. But with the Luma, it starts cleaning up a minute after they leave the tray. It has the odor control that pulls in the air and purifies the air. So coming back to my home, when I've been out, when they've been pooping, it's a completely different experience. It's so much better. So that side of things has just been so worthwhile. So for me, selfishly, my house doesn't honk, but for them, they've always got a clean, fresh litter tray. So that's nice for them too. Everyone's winning. So I've covered the good side of the Luma, but I need to speak about the bad side because I want to give an all-encapsulating review of this thing so that people understand what they're getting into. So let's get into the cons. And I'd say there are two very obvious ones when you compare it to a regular litter tray. First of all, the elephant in the room is the cost. It is a luxury. A regular litter tray is like $10, £10, and a Luma is $599. So yes, it is a luxury. But for me, I think it's worth it. I tend to look at things like this in terms of the value it will bring me over a very long time. So if we go back to my numbers here, I've done some poop per dollar numbering. If we divide the $599 that the Luma costs by the 365 days that we have in a full year, that's about $1.60 per day. If someone knocked on your door today and said, for less than $2 per day, I will stand by your litter tray with a deodorizing fan and I will take care of all of the poops and pees that come out, then I think you would say that's a pretty good deal. The downside of that is that in the real world, paying someone $2 a day would probably lead to you being investigated by the FBI for breaking some kind of employment law. So it's a no-go. The Luma is the only option there for that kind of dollar per poop ratio. While we're on the topic of pricing, let's talk about subscriptions. On the free Luma subscription tier, you can still access features like multi-cat recognition, unlimited live streaming, litter record tracking, and 24-hour no-visit alerts. And then if you want to upgrade to the paid subscription, the Cloud AI enables more detailed waste analysis and video storage. With my code, which I'll put on the screen and in the description, you can get a free trial of the paid subscription tier for 30 days just to see if it suits your needs. Now, the second con of the Luma is that it is quite big. I put it in my living room because I really wanted to test the odor control capabilities in an environment where I'm actually spending a lot of time in, and I was conscious of its size. Going forward, I intend to put it down the stairs in a little bit of a dead space area I have in my entryway where I never really go. So that's going to be my personal solution here. Overall, everyone will want to know, has the Luma been worth it for me? And I can pretty safely say yes. I know it is a luxury, but I don't have any vices. I don't do drugs, I don't gamble. So please just let me have the joy of having a robot which takes care of my cat's bum. If you'd like to pick up a Luma for your own home, you can use my code on the screen or in the description for a discount. And as a bonus with that code, as I said before, you'll receive a bonus 30-day subscription trial of the paid tier that I spoke about before. If you enjoyed this video, please take a second to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.